I think, I didn't struggle with anger so much. I struggled with, I guess, hope. What do I place my hope in? After Zach when we found out that he was terminal, and this was actually before I discovered clouds, I had a wrestling match with God. And that's the best way to describe it. It was a wrestling match. I always had, with Zach's treatment, we always had the next drug to use, the next chemotherapy, and now we didn't. So that was all gone. And I decided early on in this battle to trust God. And now the rubber was meeting the road. And it was just, I didn't know what to pray for anymore, and I didn't necessarily want to pray for Zach to be healed. I know that sounds bizarre, because I didn't want to be disappointed.
I completely get it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, I don't want to set myself up to be angry.
Yeah.
If I put all my eggs in that basket, what am I going to be left with? So it was a wrestling match. I didn't know what to pray for. And that's when, and this is kind of the arc of the book, that's when I and I know this was a God thing too, that scene of Jesus in the garden right before he's going to be crucified, and that prayer in agony, knowing what he was going to have to go through, but not as a human wanting to have to endure that. And I realized that's it. That's the prayer. I can pour my heart out to my Heavenly Father. I can ask for the thing that I want so badly, which is for my son to be healed. But I also have to be open to his will and know that his will for Zach's life and for my life trumps anything that I can desire, and be open to the fact that even in that agony, even in that pain, we'll be okay, because God will meet us there, and he's got something bigger in store. And I had a visual in my mind, and again, I think it was just God putting this in my mind, so simple, but just a horizon with this point on the horizon that we've been fighting to get to. And now all the roads were gone. And then it was like God just put his hand down and pulled that point up into the heavens. And it was like so clear then, because if our hope, if what we hope for is in heaven, then all the messy roads that we have to take down here can still lead there. And so those two things, that prayer of just petition, asking my motherly desire for my son to live, but also submission to God's will. And then really recognizing that what I hope for more than anything, even more than for Zach to be healed, is for him to be in heaven with God. And being okay with that. And no matter how much time on earth he needed to get there, if you leave at 18 years old or 87 years old, we still, the end goal is to be with God. So.
Did you pray that God would use his life
in
a certain way, and his song in a way? What was that prayer a little bit like?
So I ended up praying that prayer that Christ said in the garden, this is what I want, Lord. I want Zach to be healed, but not my will, yours be done. And then I amended it with, but if Zach must die, I want it to be for something big. And in my mind, what that meant was I want one soul. And I never have to meet this person. I just want one soul to be changed forever.
Wow.
And I left it at that. So.
And God answered in a lot bigger way, didn't he?
I joke about how I might have not amended that prayer. A lot has happened to us, and it's all beautiful. It's all great, but it is big.
Yeah, it is big. It is big. Well, interestingly, and I had no idea, as you know, until a couple of nights ago, that maybe that one soul was actually somebody in my own family. And I know there are many, many souls, but